Hey guys! Hey guys, I'm going to be taking apart this Nerf Nite Finder. I'm going to be breaking it down, and I'm going to be making a replaced plunger tube for it, and all the modifications, and I'm going to be doing little segments. This will eventually be a rifle Nite Finder, but for now, I'm just going to replace the plunger tube. Alright guys, so now that I've got it all unscrewed, even the two screws in the plunger tube, I can take off the whole plunger tube entirely. And I can just remove this and start making a new one. So I'll show you what that's like. Alright guys, so now I've got this piece of 1-inch thin wall PETG that I got at a fish pet store, and I'm going to be seating a CPVC coupler right inside, just like that. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I've just gooped in a CPVC coupler into that, and now I'm going to let that dry, and so I can work on this part of it. Alright, so I am taking my stock spring, which is pretty flimsy, and I am replacing it with this much more powerful 2 parts of a K26. The reason there's just 2 parts is because I had my K26 cut up a little bit to sizes, and I just took these 2 sizes and put them together so I can have the same length as the original spring. The other thing I've done is I have come in and Teflon taped over the plunger head, so when I put my O-ring over there, it should be getting a much better seal. If I had another O-ring, I'd put it on there, but right now I don't, so I'm just going to keep it like this. So here is the new plunger assembly compared to the old one. The new one has a little bit more draw. The old one stops at that line right there, so it's got about a 1/2 centimeter more draw, and it's getting a great seal. It does vacuum mode and it does push fire, which I can show you. And now the dart is in the plunger tube, so yep, it's got a pretty good seal. Just gotta drop that out, and now I'll show you the push firing. Yeah, it push fires. It push fires stock darts a little bit better, but it does push fire Stephens also a little bit. So I've all greased up the plunger tube, and it's gonna work flawlessly when I put it back together. The only thing I need to do is come in and cut down this off a shell so the new plunger can fit, and grind out the inside, so because it's a little bit longer than the original one. It's actually a lot longer, so it doesn't fit inside the original shell, which is good. This segment just shows that I have cut out the front and the nozzle that was right there, so cut that off. And that just shows how far the plunger rod goes forward now, and you can see the spring inside there, and the draw is increased because the plunger rod goes a lot more forward. So yeah, now I'll go. Now all I need to do is just hot glue the Nite Finder itself inside. So yeah. Alright guys, so I have finished the plunger tube replaced Nite Finder. I've got it all hot glued in there, and it's, as you can see, it's all see-through, and you can see the spring. And when I prime it back, you can see that it hits almost full compression. The coils are just a tiny bit apart from each other, so that's pretty good. Now the seal is phenomenal. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And the plunger tube goes all the way forward, rather than a normal Nite Finder's plunger tube, which stops about right there. So I'm getting about half an inch more draw, which increases the range also. And yeah, so when I load a Stephen into my 1 foot long barrel, I can put that into my coupler and fire it, and it's just getting outstanding progress ranges. I would have to say it's getting at least 80 feet. So this gun is a very, very nice weapon. It looks just awesome with that plunger tube in there, and I highly recommend you making one. The catch is, the catch spring is strengthened for the extra, because it has a K26 spring in there instead. And yeah, so overall it's just a phenomenal blaster, and I recommend you guys getting one. So, thanks for watching.